We're joined now on the IdahoSports.com prepcast by Colin Gillam in his first season as the head tennis coach at Eagle High School. Colin, thank you for joining us. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you for having me.
So it's your first season as the head varsity coach. Tell us what that's been like.
It's been good. It's been a good season, getting to know the players, getting to know the kids, seeing them improve and progress as the season's gone on.
So what was your background prior to becoming the head tennis coach at Eagle High? Did you know these athletes outside of, I know a lot of tennis coaches are involved in club tennis and things like that.
Yeah, I knew maybe 25-40% of the varsity team going into the season. I've been the head tennis pro at Eagle Tennis Club since it opened in 2016. So the connection from the club to the high school is pretty convenient. A good number of the players practice there and are members there. So I've known a lot of them since they were in middle school, or it's the older ones, maybe fifth or sixth grade.
Yeah, that is an awesome facility in Eagle as well. So for those that don't know about it, maybe just explain what the Eagle Tennis Club is like.
It's a fantastic new facility in the Treasure Valley. Right now there's 12 climate controlled indoor tennis courts right on State Street. We've got the full tennis club experience in terms of lessons and group programming for players age 4 and up. There's also some pickleball. There's ball machines. It's a beautiful facility.
So that allows year-round tennis competition, especially in the wintertime. But Boise, and especially that area where you're at, is known for really nice springtime weather. How's the weather been cooperating so far?
It's been great. The weather's starting to get warmer. We haven't had a match really lost because of rain yet. Over the weekend, the Capital Classic did have to get canceled at the semifinal stage, unfortunately, because of rain. But outside of that, it's the weather's been fantastic.
Yeah, and that's why I was going to ask, because I mean, this is like the big event of the year, the Capital Classic, and we had some really good competition. Yeah, it was good competition until Mother Nature stepped in and forced the early cancellation. I mean, how much of a bummer was that?
Oh, it was very disappointing. A lot of our players were starting to play some of the best I've seen them play this season so far. We had pretty much the whole team in the main draw semifinals at that point. I know we were ahead in a couple of the matches that none were able to finish, unfortunately. But I was looking forward to seeing how we kept doing as that event progressed. Unfortunately, we just weren't able to get it in.
So with the abbreviated tournament, you were still able to, your girls finished in first place, right? And the boys were third?
Yeah, the team overall was first. But yeah, you got it.
Yeah, that's exciting. How much of a difference is it in terms of when you're playing during the regular season and you're competing against another school? It's just the one match, but this is multiple matches over a couple of days.
Yeah, I mean, it was Friday. It was 4 matches in one day. So and it was spread out throughout the Boise, Meridian, Eagle area. So it was really great to be checking scores as they were being put into the computer system and seeing that players that might be at a site on their own without a whole lot of coaching support progressing and doing well against some teams that they'd never seen before, with Valley View and Fruitland and a couple other teams coming into town. So that was fantastic.
Yeah. So for those that may not know, kind of describe the tournament. It's the biggest one of the year. It's kind of the premier tournament in the Boise area. How many teams come to this thing?
I'm told there's normally 32 or 36 teams this year. With some gathering restrictions, there were 16 teams, and each roster spot was divided this year into a draw of 16 participants, and then within that draw, everyone was grouped into pods of 4. So kind of like a Grand Prix World Cup style almost, where you played everyone in your pod one time. The top 1 and 2 finishers progressed to the main draw, and then the third and fourth progressed to the consolation back draw. And then from there, it's a single elimination tournament.
And as you said, it's kind of spread out amongst different venues. So yeah, did you have a couple of players that were basically unsupervised, were kind of on their own?
Everyone played at least one match on Friday where we just weren't able to get a coach out there. Myself, I was driving between, I think it was 6 sites, basically between East Junior High and Bora High School. So I was kind of driving all over Southeast Boise, and then we had a couple coaches spread out more on the Meridian, Eagle side of town, trying to cover as many sites as we can. But with 5 coaches and 12 sites, there's just no way to have everyone there all the time.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about the assistant coaches you have helping out this year.
Yeah. So we've got a great group of coaches that are there to varying degrees. We've got Becky Goodwin is my first varsity assistant coach. She's a very solid 4 or 5 doubles player. This is her first year working with a high school team, and she's been great. She's got a lot of energy. She's got a very good understanding of especially girls doubles and even girls singles, how to play that type of game and how to be successful. We've also got Percy Chan, who's I know him through Eagle Tennis Club. He's an assistant coach there, and he's a volunteer at Eagle. He's another very strong player that can work with a lot of different levels. We've got Coach Maggie, it's her first year volunteering. She's a little new to tennis, but she's been a world-class professional European handball player. And so she's great with mental toughness and competition and those kinds of things. And we've also got Alex Zhang, our mixed doubles player. His father has been a volunteer for years with his brother Adam and Andrew. They're his older brothers. Well, they've been on the team. So there's a lot of experience. There's a lot of great collaboration between us.
In terms of a tennis program, there's usually 2 schools of thought, and it all depends on the type of athlete you have. You can either say, you are my number 1 singles, you are my number 2 singles, that's your spot, we're going to keep you there all year. And then there's also times where you experiment and you're moving people around between singles and doubles and number 1, number 2. Where does this year's group of players fall in?
The boys team was pretty straightforward, where everybody was going to kind of fall after going through tryouts and having some conversations with the players that I knew and the ones I didn't know too well to figure out kind of where they thought they were going to be comfortable, and who, as a doubles player, if that were the case, who they thought they might play best with. The girls have taken a little bit more experimenting with. It wasn't quite. It was a little bit more of a jigsaw puzzle. It wasn't quite as obvious. So there's been some more experimentation on the girls' side, but I think now after the Capitol, we've kind of got things figured out heading into districts in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So like you said, by this time, hopefully you've got the lineup figured out. What do you have left for regular season competition?
Tomorrow we wrap up the regular season against Meridian High at 4:30 at the Meridian High courts. And then next week is a week of practice. And then we've got districts. I think that's May 10th to the 14th. And then the state tournament for those that qualify May 21st and May 22nd.
So let's talk about those girls, because they did take first place at the Capitol Classic. Who have been the standouts this year?
I mean, it starts with Mary Young. She's been playing number 1 for us all season. She's a sophomore. She's fantastic. She's got 1 loss from the beginning of the season. She's picked up her game a great deal since then, and she sets the tone in a lot of ways for the rest of the girls. We've also got Riley Bobkowitz that's been playing mixed 1 with Alex Zhang. She's really probably our second strongest girl. And between the two of them, they've been great leaders, helping other girls out, hitting with everyone. They've been fantastic leaders in that way.
So you mentioned they're mixed doubles. So I'm from Montana originally, and
Okay.
high school tennis in Montana, they don't have that. It's just boys and girls. So
Sure.
it's interesting to be in Idaho now and to see the mixed doubles where you have one boy and one girl competing. I like that.
It's a little bit different. When I coached high school tennis in Alaska, we had one match of mixed doubles. Here there's two. When I was in Missoula, we there was not mixed doubles. So it's definitely a different dynamic.
Okay, so I just heard you say Missoula. I got to give a shout out. That's where I'm from, the Missoula area in Montana. So tell us a little bit where you've traveled in your tennis coaching career.
Oh, wow. I was born and raised in Anchorage, Alaska. I came down to Boise State and was on their team for about a year. And then I've traveled. From there, I've coached in the Fort Lauderdale area. I've coached I went to Portland State. I transferred to Portland State. I've played tennis and coached in Oregon, San Antonio, Missoula, and now I'm here.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been around a little bit.
What's it like playing tennis in Alaska? What are the seasons like up there?
There's indoor courts, so you can play year round. The high school season that I grew up playing in and coached in for 8 years is in the fall, late summer, early fall, August to October. So you've got a good 12, sometimes 16-week outdoor season. But the high school state championships are always held indoors, kind of the first or second weekend of October when the snow starts starting to come down.
And what's the travel like up there? Because I know it's kind of spread out, right?
Oh, it's very spread out. Pretty much all of the during the regular season, there aren't regular season tournaments like the Capital down here. There aren't a lot of cross conference playing opportunities. You pretty much stay in your city and play the schools in your conference, and then there's a district style tournament, and then a state tournament from there. That's usually in Anchorage, just due to that's where the most indoor courts and that's where the infrastructure for a tournament of that size really is.
Cool. I didn't mean to divert from the Eagle High season this year, but this is cool stuff. Yeah.
It's a little. I've had an unusual journey in terms of being a tennis player and a tennis coach.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of tennis players that are going to go on journeys, you've got a senior, Kyle Garner, who is committed to the Air Force Academy to play tennis. That's very exciting.
Oh, it's been great having him.
What kind of player is he?
Oh, he's talented, hard worker, really coachable. He's all the cliche positive coaching adjectives I could use would go towards Kyle. He's been fantastic to work with. Plus, he's splitting his time during the tennis season with the track team. So he's pulling double duty. He hasn't asked for breaks or hasn't complained about being tired once. It's been phenomenal. Wow.
So how does that work? Does he come to tennis practice for a little bit and then go compete in track?
Track practice happens before the varsity tennis team practice. So he's usually coming to varsity tennis practice a little bit late, but after running 800 meter, 400 meter sprints, those are his two events, I believe, for an hour to an hour and a half before, and then it's a quick on-court warm-up, and then he's out there playing practice sets with his younger brother Shane. They've been our number one doubles team all season.
Wow. Well, and tennis is a marathon sport for sure. You can get into matches that go hours, and so I guess that really helps him out, right? Having to practice for multiple hours at a time.
Yeah, and he's been playing tennis at a national junior level for so long. He's in great physical and cardio shape, and going into the season, he and I had a great chat that he really wanted to try doubles after playing singles, his other years in winning state, the boys player. I think that experience previously with his national tournaments with playing singles, wanted to work on doubles to get more prepared for his college career. And has really helped him. I think it's just special to be able to have him play his last year with his younger brother. I think that's a special thing.
It's all about the partner you're playing with, right?
Absolutely. Shane's been awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, Kyle's actually won a couple of singles state titles, right? And this is just a different challenge for him.
Yeah, different challenge. He won boys singles at state his freshman and sophomore year. Unfortunately, state couldn't happen his junior year. So he really wanted to. He was looking for a different challenge, and we kind of settled on this, and it's been going very well so far.
So what are team goals that you've set for, let's start with the boys since we're talking about them right now. What are the goals that you've set for your boys?
The team goals were really been driven by the boys themselves. For them, their goals were to qualify. I believe it was half of the team out of districts into the state tournament, to get a top 3 finish team overall at this tournament. And so far, I think we're moving in that direction.
When you look at state competition, I mean, what are some other schools that have done really well? I know Timberline's pretty good this year, but what are some other schools that you've used competition?
Yeah, on the boys side, we got a tie with Timberline overall, boys and girls. I'd have to look at the point breakdown. I don't remember boys versus girls how that all broke down. Boise High has has a couple very tough doubles teams and a talented boys singles player. Excuse me. Centennial's got 2 very talented boys singles players. I know there's some very talented players in Twin Falls. Tegan Hartman is a senior. He's buddies with Kyle. And this is my first year really being plugged into the high school scene. So in some ways, I'm still kind of learning where players are at.
Right. Okay. How about the girls? What have you set for goals for your girls team?
Really, really similar. As far as a team goes, we wanted to get, about half the team to qualify from the district tournament into state. And then, we're shooting for a top 3 finish. I mean, ultimately, boys and girls, we'd love to take home the team title. Hello?
Yeah. You there still?
I'm still there. My screen went black.
Oh, geez. All right. Well,
hang on 1 second. I think I just got to plug my laptop in. Sorry about that.
That's all right. No worries. Okay.
I think we were talking about the girls in state, and the team goals are pretty similar. We're looking to get about half the team to 2 districts, and then we're looking for that top 3 finish at state, ideally bringing home the title.
And same with teams that are competitive. Timberline and Boise both seem really good on the girls' side as well.
Yeah, we I want to. Yeah, we've been close. Our girls, honestly, Boise put a hurting on our girls at our first match of the season, but I think we've progressed as a team a great deal since then. I think the girls are playing the best they've played all season right now, which is what you hope for.
Absolutely. Colin Gillam, first-year head coach at Eagle High School. Thank you for joining us. We'll have to get back together sometime and talk more about Missoula. Which school did you coach at?
I helped out at Sentinel.
Okay, Sentinel Spartans. All right.
Yeah. All right. Go Spartans.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, well, we'll have to chat sometime about Missoula. But for now, thanks for joining us. Best of luck here at districts and at state as well. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.